You know, I'm about 7 foot. About 7 foot. And these shorts is made for somebody 6'3". But there's no problem. It's all good. We're gonna kill tonight. Bird game all day.
The camp opens to the public for the first time as games get underway.
Well, there's energy today. The college coaches are here, the television cameras are here, they're starting to play, they're getting ready to do what they wanted to do. All the other thing was the teasers of getting ready for this. They've anticipated the first day of open season since last year was over. I mean, so the energy levels are up here. It's a whole different day today. Hard work!
There's no bigger favorite in the first round of games than the team led by O.J. Mayo, a rising junior who was arguably the most skilled high school player in America. Mayo's team here is loaded, featuring his North College Hill High School teammates, Billy Walker and Keenan Ellis. The trio proves too much to handle early, and the only problems being had are among themselves. Mayo gets hot at the end of the half, his team cruising into the lead.
Hey, you know what? You know what this called me? It's called gut check. Yeah, right. I want tomato out of it. Show me something.
The opposition comes out hard in the second half, but ultimately fails to contend. Billy Walker shines in his opening appearance, shooting almost 90% from the field in a 21-point victory.
Coming in here just trying to make a statement. Laying it down. Trying to be the top player in here.
Kevin Love traveled across America to face the best. He's welcome to ABCD with a first-round matchup with the best amateur player on earth, Greg Oden. Love is forced to the outside, discovering early that he's got his hands full. The up-and-down game benefits Love's team, which is led by Lance Thomas of nearby Scotch Plains, New Jersey. When 5'8" Isaiah Thomas nails a three-pointer late in the second quarter, he puts his team up 4, as Oden enters the half facing an early deficit in his ABCD opener.
Stay in front of him, Mike. Stay in front.
Love gets on track in the second half, while Lance Thomas continues to attack the basket. Greg Oden, meanwhile, waits patiently to break out of his shell. When he finally does, nobody has an answer. With no response to Oden's onslaught, Thomas and Love struggle to stay in the game. Oden dunks 5 times in a 12-point performance, earning a tough first-round victory.
I was a little bit disappointed, man. Some of my shots didn't fall. A lot of them were in and out. My free throw, I mean, I came out real hesitant, real shaky. I mean, everybody's going to be nervous playing against him the first time. I mean, because he's big, he's scary, you know, he's athletic. But I didn't really back down from him. I went at him, but, I mean, my shots just weren't falling. But he's a great player. I respect him very much. And, you know, I can't say enough about him. He's just a great player.
On the adjacent court, the heavily favored team of Miami point guard Eddie Rios is struggling. His team features Eric Wallace and Alex Stevenson, 2 of the top forward prospects in the country. Having blown an early lead, a squad thought to be among the camp's strongest seems on the verge of a losing debut. The game is out of their hands when Seth Tarver steps to the line for a 1-and-1. The miss gives Rios one more chance. The drive ties the contest with seconds remaining, and Rios prepares to lead his team into the first overtime session of the 2005 camp.
You guys got to head out there and talk to Eddie. Okay, talk to Eddie.
He averages 24 points a game. Every top college basketball program in the country wants him, and he's only 16.
I'm hoping to get my license this year. I can drive alone.
Rios just finished his sophomore year at Miami High in Florida, where he led the Stingers to a state championship. He's a ferocious competitor who took up basketball just 3 years ago and quickly evolved into a seemingly indefensible scorer.
One of the first things that we make sure that each kid understands is that Edward Rios is our prime scorer. He scored 27 points in 1 quarter to take us to the state championship game. The basketball players here are treated like gods.
Basically, they treat me like, you know, they like sort of like praise me. I don't mind. I like it. You know, it's good. It's a good feeling.
Before he had fans, before he was a prospect, he was here, playing his father at a Miami playground with nobody watching. This is where Rios learned the game.
I started playing him one-on-ones and getting him involved with me and me becoming more a part of his life. You know, what better person than your parents to teach the game?
I think I hit like 75 points in one game. After that, my dad just got amazed with me and he started working with me. And he put the balls in my hand and he started, you know, dribbling and stuff. So I think that was, I was 13.
After Rios' freshman year of high school, the colleges came calling.
Duke stopped by the school, I think last year. I had NC State, Louisville, Syracuse, Florida.
No question about the month of July, and what makes this month special is you get a chance to see a lot of different players from across the country at one site playing against each other.
Well, I think it's a must for a college coach to attend this camp. Our staff told me that this is where I had to be the first day because the majority of the great players were going to be showcased here.
The lights come on, the ball goes up, and you take some of your lists, you throw them out the window because there's guys that are better than you thought, and all of a sudden they're Duke, Kentucky, Kansas. There's guys not as good as you thought. There's surprises of guys that come out of nowhere. There's guys that you thought you'd like that you don't like. There's guys you never heard of. It changes everything.
It may not help you, but certainly if you're not there, it could hurt you. So you have to be there watching, evaluating.
I become like the cardboard cutout. Where do you need me to stand? If it's not me watching them, it's, you know, them watching me. In other words, they see me watching them.
Because when you are allowed to speak to them, you say, what'd you think of me at ABCD? And you better have an answer.
ABCD athletes for better career development. I've always believed in everything I've ever done, you showcase the individual. That's why these kids come to this camp, because they know they're going to get their shot at playing against whoever is perceived to be better than them. And the ones that are better than them want to protect their spot.
You play against top players every day. Every game, you got to work hard. Every play, just show what you can do.
Everyone's good here. I mean, it's not like going back home and playing some rinky-dink player that comes off in your neighborhood, you know. Everyone's the top person on their team, and they're representing their team as well as their state.
Guys who have more exposure, they just come out and just play lackadaisical. And the guys who aren't ranked as high, they come out more hungry.
You gotta bring your A game every game. You can't afford to miss shots. You can't afford to do anything bad. You gotta do your best.
It's intense. I mean, if you don't bring your A game, you're bound to get shown up.